again, we are back on Soch Tea Talk, Train of Thought with a series of an episode with Mrs. Preeti Sharma. She's the Executive Director with Pragati Software Private Limited and also Managing Director with Letterprint Publication Private Limited. It's an interesting insight to what we are getting from our story exclusively on Tea Talk Soch. Ma'am, welcome back to this show again.
Thank you, sir.
Now, many a time when we talk in terms of we have seen your journey handling two businesses together, one thing which is in confidence, which is required. Have you drawn professional inspiration from any woman during the process?
I have got inspiration from every person I've met, whether woman or male, because every time I interact with people, there is a great learning because everybody comes from a different experience and a different value system. So whenever I meet anybody or whenever I interact with anybody, even to this date and even with Dr. Chema, there is something I am going to learn and go. So for me, it's inspiration every time I interact with anybody.
Good. And normally when we talk in terms of today's scenario, we are part of an artificial intelligence and all. What are the top problems a women entrepreneur face today like?
I think the first problem which women entrepreneurs face is that they sometimes do not have confidence in their own selves. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest problem is we feel we can't do it. Mm-hmm. Like there is a lot of limitation which women have in their mind, whether they would want to walk on that journey, and if they want to walk, whether they want to make it big, whether they want to keep it small, those kind of limitations which they have, that's the first challenge which women face. Mm-hmm. The second challenge which women face is the challenge of how do you balance? Mm-hmm. How do you balance a goal of running a business? Mm-hmm. How do you balance a family? And especially when you have a child, how do you balance giving time to the child? These are the biggest challenges which women face. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I have observed that women have this guilt feeling that, maybe I'm not doing justice to my child, or maybe I'm not doing justice to my house, or maybe the food is not proper, or maybe, I'm not able to check the house properly, the running of the house, etc. Mm-hmm. So I think the biggest challenge there is how do you balance both the sides. And let me tell you that honestly, I also, when I delivered my daughter 26 years ago, I was also in the same boat thinking how I'm going to balance. Because this is a small life which you have given birth to. And of course you want to do justice to it. So the balancing act between personal and professional is the challenge which women face. And when we completed 25 years of marriage, and we had a function, and my daughter publicly announced saying that she never ever felt that her mother was not there. She always felt, and she is always so proud of me that I am a working person. So it is also about the guilt which we carry, which actually is not necessary to carry.
Correct.
So I learned that I was doing a good job. So the second challenge is the guilt we carry. The third challenge is, I think, our own health. Because as women, we are going to have different health issues than what men have. So taking care of our own health in that journey, in terms of how are we balancing, our exercise regime, or our eating habits, or our sleeping habits, or whether we are doing yoga, whether we're doing meditation. I think these are challenges which we face because we are actually having a more tougher journey than men. We are going to give birth to children. We are going to have to handle all those health issues also. So I think that is the third challenge, which I think is the most important three challenges.
In fact, I think we have seen your journey also, how you started Pragati Software from a small a room of 500 plus square feet to 15,000 square feet, and then how you have navigated during COVID-19. Was there any time you wanted to give up, and if so, how did you overcome that kind of a feeling in you?
What a good question, sir. Thank you for this. Yes, there have been times when I have wanted to give up. There has been times when my husband has wanted to give up. There has been times when the family has said, why are you doing it? But all the questions, because when you run a business, there is a huge amount of pressure. And you're always working. Like my company is 33 years old. Even today, I have to go and put in those 9 hours or 10 hours every day. So it's not like after 33 years you can relax. I think the world is so fast today that being entrepreneurs, we cannot pause, and we do not have the luxury of relaxing. We have to be there on the shop floor or at the workplace. So whenever we thought of relooking at our decision, I think what motivated us and what motivated me was that never say die attitude.
Right.
That attitude which comes to me from the religion I belong to. I'm a Sikh by birth. Say himmat nahi harni hai. So we never say die. And so that attitude of saying no, this is the problem, it is temporary, it's going to go away. I think that soch jo hai, that thinking, that really helped. The other thought, which is like, when you're doing good quality work, when you're doing justice to making a difference to people's lives, when we are training them well, when we are getting them from ignorance to knowledge, when we are getting them from darkness to light, I think the face or the feedback which we get from our participants, that always prods me to say, no, this is what I'm going to do, because we are not only earning some money, which is fine, but we are adding great value to society. We are adding value to nation building. And I think that motivates Pradyuman and myself a lot.
Good, great. I think that's what this channel is all about. We talk in terms of T-Talk, train of thoughts.
Yes.
The kind of thoughts which are there in your mind, which gives you confidence. I'm sure that's the main driver for you. Like, never let the negative thoughts come in your mind. And if the positive thoughts which come in your mind, I think that's the one thing which drives you totally life. Okay, ma'am, excellent. Have you built the confidence or the resilience over the course of your career?
Yes. I have built confidence and resilience over the course of my career. I know that good organizations always continue. Because value systems of organizations. For example, in Pragati, we are a very ethical company. We have always paid our taxes on time. We have always paid our employees on time. We have always paid our partners, vendors on time. So there is a particular value system we have. So the value system continues, and that resilience comes because of the value system. Over the years.
ये ऐसे कहते हैं ना, एक बूंद सोच की बचपन में, like when we talk in terms of the value system and a culture which are there, which defines you, that same value system you're carrying across once you are part of and higher up in the ladder as for corporate which are concerned. Excellent, ma'am. I think it's an excellent insights from your story, the learning for our target audience, and I'm sure like listening to Mrs. Preeti Sharma exclusively on this T-Talk Ek Boond Soch Ki, many of the women entrepreneurs who are listening to her and the parents who are listening to her will get a lot of an inspiration, and they will be proud of their daughter that can she be like Mrs. Preeti Sharma. This is what T-Talk platform is all about, where we invite and expose like Mrs. Preeti Sharma to share her story, so that from her story the target audience can draw meaningful learning. If you like this episode, just go to www.ttalk.net, subscribe and like the channel as much as you can. Do catch up with Mrs. Preeti Sharma on the next show of T-Talk Ek Boond Soch Ki. Till then, thank you very much. Ma'am, thanks a lot. Thank you very much.